Hey, what's going on, people? I always say guys. This morning I'm saying people. Can you see that on my windshield? Probably not. There's actually some ice crystals on my windshield in central Texas. How rude. Can you imagine? I don't live here for that. Anyway, it's apparently 32 degrees because I got ice on my, just a little bit on the front window and back window. I'm thawing them out as I drive. And anyway, it is right now, believe it or don't, Thursday, the 26th of January 2017. And it is cold for me. For you snowbirds, you'd probably be out water skiing today. But anyway, what a wonderful bright day shining right into my camera, so y'all get to see a black picture probably. But I'm using my HD camera again because I found out it only takes 2 days to get a video uploaded. God dang. It's some kind of issue with the HD. I don't know what it is, but it is. And they're checking on it. I mean, you don't talk to a human, you just get emails. But anyway, my little searching around for RVs has been very enlightening. I've learned a lot about Class Bs and B pluses and small Cs. So, no matter what choice I make, at least I've learned something. No knowledge is wasted, as far as I know. But anyway, what I was going to mention this morning after I clear my throat for the 7,000th time. Anyway, I got my green tea. I got me some dark chocolate almonds, and peanuts, or not peanuts, cashews, and headed to somewhere to do my walking. And the sun is right in my face, and I'm sure it's right in the camera too, so y'all are seeing some dark stuff. But I'll turn here to the right. Maybe that'll help a wee bit. I'm turning on Park Road folks. And there's a few cars this morning. I got one guy right on my hiney. He appears to be in a hurry, which is fine with me. I know who he is. He's a real, there's certain people that are what you call aggressive, you know what I mean? And but anyway, be that as it may. Today I'm going to talk about some of the things that had happened to me while I was out traveling around in my RV, pulling my travel trailer all over western U.S. and different places, because things do happen, and some of them are funny and some of them aren't funny. And I don't think that helped a bit, did it? Maybe it helped a little. Anyway, when you're pulling an RV, I'm sure it's the same in a motorhome when you've got a toad back there. You're always, because you can't see all the way around it. If you got a backup camera on a motorhome, you can see your toad, but you can't see this really. I guess you can see pretty much everything on a motorhome. But anyway, I was pulling my RV. Now you got to remember, most of the stuff I had was not new. Okay. So this is not a representation of new RVs, new travel trailers. This will be a representation of old travel trailers that I bought. The RV I have now is the first new one that I've owned, and I've had it for 3 years. Again, I do full-time RV, and I do go camping in a Toyota Prius, a car. So for you guys that are interested in RVing and are going camping in a car, well, check out my playlist on my homepage, my channel homepage, Rusty78609. Anyway, one time I was traveling out on Interstate 10, and I had I think it was a 24-footer, 26-footer, whatever it was, old junk. Hell, it was probably 15 years old, 10 or 15 years old. And it had a front window that had a awning thing that you could raise up. Never get one with a front window because they always leak. But be that as it may. So I'm cruising down the highway. I had a 79 Chevrolet 350 pickup to pull it with. Got about 10 miles a gallon on its best day, so I had to carry extra gasoline because it only had a 20-gallon tank, which only gave me a 200-mile range max, and in West Texas, that ain't enough. So I carried extra gasoline. But anyway, I'm cruising down the highway there on Interstate 10. I was just past, I had just filled up in Fort Stockton, between Fort Stockton and Van Horn. Anyway, I noticed this truck behind me flashing his lights. And I thought, well, hell, man, if you want to pass, pass. Well, apparently the trucker was trying to tell me something. So anyway, he pulls up to pass me because I wasn't going very fast. And he got beside me, and they do the air brakes. They go, anyway. So it took a little while, but I got the impression he was trying to tell me something. So anyway, I slowly slowed down and pulled over on the side and got out. I thought, well, hell, I better check my RV. Maybe there was something wrong. My travel trailer, maybe there was something wrong. Well, there was. Damn. What had happened was, and that's why I hate awnings, damn awnings. What had happened was the awning screws at the top rear had worked their way out somehow, and the damn thing was just about dragging on the ground. It was hanging all down the side, flopping back and forth apparently. Well, anyway, I had some my favorite tools, duct tape and wire. And anyway, I fooled around there and got it rigged up to where it'd hold on until I got to the next town where I could maybe find something to rig it back on there. Anyway, I did. I got to, actually had to go all the way to El Paso before I finally found and I didn't have a Google Maps then. None of that crap. No, you couldn't do a Google search for anything because I didn't even have a smartphone. So anyway, I found a Lowe's, or not a Lowe's, the other hardware store, whatever it's called. Anyway, got it fixed up, back on the road I go. That was one situation of many. Because again, remember, I was not pulling new equipment. And the equipment I was pulling it with was old too. God darn. Anyway, this was when I was doing the pipeline inspections. This is after I'd retired. I just picked this up as a work camper sort of thing. And I was in Waco, Texas. Found a neat little RV park, kind of on the edge of town. Wasn't too pricey. It was pretty nice. And they had pull-throughs, which I always like. And anyway, I found me a nice pull-through. First night I was there, I hear this popping noise. Every now and then I hear this little popping noise, and then it click, 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 pop, click, 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 pop. And I thought, well, what in the hell is that? So I got up, looked around. I couldn't figure it out. Went back to bed. It stopped, so I went back to bed. A few minutes later, click, pop, pop, click, 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 pop, pop. I thought, what the hell? So this time I got my flashlight, and it sounded like it was coming from the restroom, because there's a skylight in the restroom, and I had it closed. So anyway, I get in there, and sure enough, up where the skylight is, where it closes, there's a little wire mesh down around the bottom so bugs can't get in. Well, the bugs weren't getting in, but they were getting up under the skylight and falling down on that wire mesh there, and it was a little bug about 1 inch long, and it made a popping noise, and what was causing the clicking noise was they were trying to get out, and they bounce up against the skylight. And there must have been 50 of them in there. And I thought, my God almighty. You know, here I am trying to get a good night's sleep. But what it was, old Rusty, without noticing, had parked under one of the street lights in the RV park. And every bug in the county of Waco, or whatever that county was called, was gathered at my RV for their evening meeting. And anyway, so they'd gotten in there. Well, anyway, the next day, I go up to the desk and told the lady, I said, you know, ma'am, I'm going to have to move. Why? She said, why? And I said, well, the damn bugs get up under the skylight. She said, you know, that happens all the time. And I thought, well, God damn, why didn't you tell me? Anyway, that was the bug story. So that's another thing that can happen. That's just a fluke. One of those things. Anyway, another time I was out in New Mexico pulling a 24-foot or 26-foot, whatever I had at the time. And I went to a park, I want to say Elephant Butte or something like that. It was a little lake, wasn't much, a little mud hole. And state park, pull in, go into, you know, get a map of the campsites, talk to the guy, and I said, man, it looks like you got two places here. He said, yeah, he said, we got one with just water and electric, and we got some with full hookup. And I said, I'm just going to be here for one night, so, you know, water and electric's all I need. And he said, well, he said, you go down here, follow this road straight ahead, take a left, then take the first right. You hear me? Well, I did exactly what he said. And guess what? You go down a hill to a dead end. There is a campsite there. I'll give him that. There is a damn campsite there, but it's for tents, okay? And so there I sat on a downhill incline in a 79 Chevrolet pickup, pulling a travel trailer, and it's just a little 2-lane road. Had fence on one side and you know, some big rocks and stuff on the other side. And there's no way you're going to back up a gravel road up a hill. Ain't going to happen. Well, folks, I want you to know old Rusty went to work. And I thought I was going to burn up my transmission, but I didn't. Because I'd go forward, back up, go forward, back up, go forward, back up, go forward, back up, go forward, back up. And anyway, they had a few signs there for something around that campsite. Well, anyway, when I got through, they were all flat on the ground. Because I ran over every damn one of them trying to get turned around. I was so damn mad, I was spitting fire. But anyway, I finally got up to the campsite. That was the end of that problem. That's the dead end situation. Can you get into that? Yes, sir. So be damn careful. Then, this was another one in New Mexico. I mentioned this in another video recently. And this was about the dump station. I think I mentioned it yesterday. And what it is, as you come out of Robert Lee State Park, there is a dump station. And you would think you would just pull right on through it, dump, go right on out. Wrong! Wrong! Because I pulled in there, and I thought, wait a minute. The hookups are on the wrong side. I got to be facing the other way. So what you got to do then is you got to go all the way through, back around up to the camping area, go all the way through it to get turned around so you can get back going the other way. And then you got to go past the dump station, make a sharp turn to the right, which is never any fun pulling a travel trailer, and I'm sure it's no more fun in a big motorhome either. So that's the dump station trap trick. Then, one time I was out in Alpine, Texas. It was in May, beautiful weather. I was at a place called La Vista RV Park on Highway 118 out of Alpine going towards Big Bend National Park. And it's up on what they call the mountain. It's about 6,000 feet, beautiful spot, beautiful views. And there's only about 15 RV sites there, just a little RV park, very nice. Got a big clubhouse now, it's a real nice place. Good, I recommend it. Not in May. Well, anyway, sitting there one afternoon, sitting out in my little chair, and I noticed that there's some clouds building up, and I thought, well, it's going to be a little thunderstorm coming here. So, but I'd already gotten wise to the fact that you never put out your awning, never. Okay, for you new guys, never put out the awning. It ain't nothing but a pain in the ass. So anyway, I didn't have the awning out, and I didn't have a big rug out or anything outside other than the chair I was sitting in. So I folded the chair up and put it under the RV, because if the wind came up, at least it wouldn't blow the chair 50 miles away. So then I thought, well, I'll go ahead and wash my clothes since I can't sit outside. I had a basket of clothes, and went up to the little clubhouse and got my washing started, came back to the RV, and sure enough, here come the bad weather. Wind picked up, and I got to looking at the clouds, and the clouds looked real funny, as in real strange. If it's hail in the clouds, they'll have a pink tint. They'll be tinted pink. So these had the pink tint. So I figured we was going to get some hail, but I didn't think it was going to be, very big. Maybe pea size or nickel size, wouldn't hurt anything. Well, folks, all of a sudden I heard what sounded like a bomb go off inside that RV. And I thought, what in the world was that? And I looked outside, and there were hailstones hitting the ground as big as, now you're not going to believe it, as big as softballs. They'd hit the ground and explode. There were not many of them, but it doesn't take many. Well, I want you to know that 2 of them came all the way through the roof of my RV and hit the floor. Did that get my attention? I would say that it definitely got my attention. And my poor old truck, I got me a brand new Ford pickup. I was so proud of it. Well, I have to tell you, that Ford pickup took a hell of a beating, and so did that, and so did the RV. Oh God Almighty! I had 22 holes in the roof of my RV. Well, while the hails were hitting the ground, it lightened up a little bit. Well, I called Geico and got the guy on the phone, the adjuster, and I told him what was happening and where I was and everything. Gave him my policy number, and he said he'd be out the next day. And I said, great, because I wanted to get first in line because I knew there was going to be a lot of people calling. Well, anyways, to shorten the story a little bit, it ended up they totaled the RV and the pickup. Okay? That's the hail story. That was in West Texas near Alpine. The next one I got into was a flat tire. That happens, but I only had, in all my RVing, 20 years on the road, I only had one flat tire. Naturally, where did it happen? It happened on a 2-lane highway that was so damn narrow with no shoulder that 2 cars could barely meet. All right, and it was in Louisiana. I couldn't believe it. What luck. Couldn't pull over anywhere. So I knew it was a flat tire because all of a sudden the steering kind of felt funny and it was kind of towing funny. Felt like it was a flat tire. But so I couldn't do anything, so I just had to keep going as slow as I was going about 15, 20 miles an hour until I finally found a side road, pulled in, or got out of the way. And then I called 1-800-COME-FIX. And I told him, I said, man, you might as well bring a tire, and I gave him the size. No sense trying to fix the other one. But anyway, so they brought me a new tire. And I have to tell you, if you ever have a flat on an RV, chances of that tire being saved are slim and none. Because if you have to pull it any distance, it's gone. The next thing I ran into was the water leaks. Everybody runs into water leaks when you pull an RV down or travel trailer down the highway, because that RV is twisted a little bit as you go over hills and stuff. But anyway, I had a front window in my RV, all my travel trailers except the one I've got now. I finally got broken habit because they all leak. Anyway, So that thing leaked. It also had a leak in the a water leak in the back left on the roof that I didn't know where. I looked everywhere. I sealed everything on that damn roof that looked like it could leak. I got some good sealer and climbed up there and went to work. And I sealed everything. Well, the one in the bathroom I didn't get. I finally got the one at the front window figured out. It wasn't where I thought it was. They never are where you think they are. You'll see the water coming in, and you'll say, okay, it's going to be right straight above there. Wrong, wrong. It may be a quarter mile from that spot. So anyway, I finally fooled around there, and the water leak in the bathroom, it took me a month till I finally accidentally, I guess, hit the spot it was leaking because it stopped. But it wasn't on the roof. It was on the rear of the RV and where they join the body, I guess, what you'd say, at one of the seams. And anyway, I sealed that all the way from top to bottom on both sides, and that stopped that. However, that flooring in an RV, once it gets wet, it goes to hell in a handbasket, and it goes in a hurry. So the next thing I had in the bathroom was what you call a soft floor. And the next thing you have is a soft floor where your foot goes through it and you're standing on the ground. Okay? Did that happen to me? Damn close. But anyway, I got some plywood and rigged it up so my foot wouldn't go through the floor. And that was the water leak problem. Then, after all of that, because I never had new RVs, they were always old junks, the shower, the fiberglass shower, got a crack in it right in the center bottom where you stand. All right. Well, you can't live with that because that goes out on the floor and that'll ruin it. So I had to try to come up with some way to patch the crack. So I thought, well, hell, I'll just get me some fiberglass stuff, mix it up, and rub it on there, and that'll fix that. Yep, it does for about a week. And then you got to do it again. And then a week later, you got to do it again. And then a week later, you got to do it again. So after I got broke of that habit, I ordered a new shower. I mean, I did. I studied. I called a guy on the phone and got the parts manager and told him exactly what type of unit I had, what type of shower I had, whether it was a left or a righty and all that kind of stuff. And he said, oh yeah, we got one. We can have it delivered to you and get to you in 3 days. I thought, man, that's a good deal. And it wasn't too pricey. I could afford it. Well, I got it. And it was perfect. It was perfect except for one thing. There's a little bump at the back of the one I had where you could sit down. Well, his was bumpless. Okay? Well, that doesn't sound like much of a problem, but it is, because what happened in mine, when I took the old unit out, they had actually built up the fiberglass in that back part, so whenever they set the shower in, it would be bracing that little chair that you sat on, or place to sit. So in order to get the new one in, I had to take out all that damn old fiberglass. Well, mister, I don't know how y'all guys work with fiberglass, but fiberglass is as hard as concrete. Okay? But anyway, I got me a hacksaw and went to work and got that done. And that's all the stories I can think of related to pulling a travel trailer all over the United States. And I'm here at Lowe's to go do my walking. And that's what I'm fixing to do. It's 38 degrees now, almost a heat wave. And I'll start uploading this video today. And with any luck, y'all will get to see it tomorrow evening. But again, this is January. This is Thursday, so I think it's the 26th. Okay? Yeah, it's the 26th. and it's about, right now it's 8:59 a.m. and I'm fixing to stop it and start uploading it. And YouTube's aware of it. I talked to a tech, or say I emailed a techie back and forth, so we'll see. But anyway, folks, you guys at RV, enjoy yourself. And anyway, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye, 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 USA made when you can. Take deep breaths, drink plenty of water, walk, stretch, and do all that stuff. Keep your health, and maybe one of these days you'll get to see this RV. RV. Cut. You'll get to see this video. Adios, bye. I make a lot of word slips.